be pretty busy. I was a little uncomfortable with what the judge asked me to do.
You're up to your elbows every day in Visser. What could possibly make you uncomfortable?
He asked if Tyler Brunson's DNA was taken at the time of his arrest.
Everybody's is. That's why I don't let my parking meters expire.
He also gave me this short lock of hair.
This you gotta see to believe.
Law & Order SVU continues next on USA.
This winter, the Law & Order edition of On a Couch. Hey, wait a second. How would you do? Why did you do that?
This winter, On a Couch talking sports is going dark, and nobody likes it. I don't know.
Just going dark.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna turn off the lights.
Turn off all the lights.
Well, Robbie, you know, I still think we should do a gritty reboot of On a Couch. I mean, we should just have like each of you and I have like a really tragic backstory of like I don't know. Like we could have each week this time because you know sometimes you just gotta keep it up to date. You know, you gotta keep it modern time. So maybe you
It's weird, you know. I feel like this is the first time in like a long time on this couch that we've been on different sides of the couch.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm usually over there, and you're usually like over here.
I think that's the case with like all the couches we've been on, right? Like I think you and I just naturally pick like a right and left side. Like I naturally pick the right side.
I think I was about to say I usually sit on the left.
The left side.
Yeah.
Well, sorry to you guys, I'm on the right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. We usually like just stick with the same side no matter what couch we're on. Like even when we're in your room on your bed, like I sit on the left and you sit on the right.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. I took
change it up, baby. We're making some changes.
That's what I'm telling you. The gritty reboot is coming in. We're gonna switch sides. We're gonna get all like dirt. We're just gonna throw dirt on our face and have tragic backstories. And we have to talk like this, Robbie.
Where's Rachel?
We have to. This is how we're gonna report sports.
On a couch.
Talking about
with Rachel.
And it's gonna be super serious.
And Batman's gonna be here.
All the time.
And Superman.
Yeah, it's gonna be the gritty version of Superman though. not the light happy version. No, it's the gritty version. The one who's who almost had pretty much the same backstory as the other ones, but no! Arguably a lamer backstory, but that's okay.
The sides may change, but the physical version.
There we go. More fights.
I'm sorry.
Can't believe you did that, Robbie. Can't believe you did that. Hot chicken. Boom. Boom. There we go. Got him. Yeah, see? We're just going to be... look at this. Look at this. We're just doing the rest.
No.
See? We're it's going to be the serious version. Don't laugh. No laughing.
Don't
There's
cry.
no laughing allowed.
Don't cry.
You can cry a little bit. If we're going to be a gritty reboot, Robbie, we have some crying
Okay,
too.
are you ready to do this?
Fine.
This is kind of weird.
That's what it is. Yeah. I think the reboot was too gritty. I think people are gonna just like when
too intense too quickly.
Yeah, just like when Man of Steel came out, they were like, "Yeah, no, just go back to the old Superman."
Are you ready?
Yes. Okay.
Let's go. Boom.
Let's do this.
Pound it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Yo, gritty reboot time. Let's do this. Tragic backstories. Here we go, Robbie. What's your tragic backstory? Robbie.
All right, here we go.
Okay,
all right. Quiet. Let's do this. We've already wasted 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Yeah. That's classic us. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Here we go. And in 5, 4. Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm just... Yeah, I guess that's
yeah. That's
one of those days where I'm just like,
just great,
just great.
Nothing more needs to be said.
Yeah,
good.
Pretty normal Wednesday, I gotta say. How about you?
Yeah. I'm doing well. It's been been a very interesting and crazy first few days this week, but we'll leave it at that. So what we want to do tonight, so first of all, we want to I kind of want to address a bit of an elephant in the room, is that if you've watched our episode, you may have noticed we're creatures of habit. You know, we like to do things.
Us never. We're not.
Very similarly, whether it be how we intro the show, or sort of our mannerisms during the show, or where we sit. But tonight we wanted to go full on, different. So what we did tonight, completely intentionally, this is completely 100% intentional, not just the way we sat down on the couch. We actually switched sides today.
Oh,
I know, it's
Stop the presses.
Cue the dramatic music, right?
Stop the presses, guys. Whoa.
Yeah, so I'm usually when you guys are watching at home, I'm usually on the right hand side, on your right hand side, our left, and Kyle's usually on the left hand side. On your left hand side, my right. But tonight we just decided, screw it. We're gonna change it up a little bit. We're gonna keep you folks get to play some mind games.
Yeah. I mean, for all you guys know, I could be Robbie and he could be Kyle.
Yeah,
you don't know.
We could be clones.
But
anyway, so now that we got that weird opening out of the way, what we did want to talk about tonight is something that we don't talk about a lot on the show, and that is sort of the intersection of sports and politics. We try to not be too political here. We try to sort of stick to sports, as they would say. Not really try to ruffle any political feathers. But a local story to us living in Massachusetts came out just the other day that really piqued our interest, given our past involvement in sports. And so we wanted to sort of touch on it and sort of give our opinions and our perspectives on it. And that is that in Massachusetts, again, our home state, in case you didn't know, by the way, we're from Massachusetts, just in case I haven't mentioned that before, there is a bill currently being discussed in the state legislature, which would prohibit children under the age of, I want to say 13, or it's either 12 or 13, from participating in organized tackle football. So like Pop Warner, things like that. Kids would not be able to play if they're under a certain age. It's created a lot of buzz. Some people feel that it should happen because of the whole concussion issue and head injuries and things like that.
Yeah. While
other people feel like it's kind of sort of taking the wimpy way out, so to speak, and it's like feel like kids should be allowed to play if they're taught the right way and all that, and
it's an interesting issue, or interesting thing to definitely kind of
Now, I just want to point out again, this is a bill that's being discussed. It's not been voted on. It's not been passed. It's not nothing. It has been introduced and is being discussed at this current time. So, who knows? It could not even make it to a vote. It could be, so we don't know, but definitely piqued our curiosity, because Kyle, and we sort of talked about this before. Kyle actually played 4 years of high school football. I played 1 year of middle school football and then 1 year of high school football.
So technically you started before I did, I think, with football. Because
I
was going to join 8th grade, but
because neither one of us played during our youth and our youth programs.
We don't really know the Pop Warner program as well. So,
but so I guess I want to start with you, Kyle. Obviously, having played 4 years of high school football, I know your dad was, heavily involved in football. So your family is very heavily involved in football.
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah, on my dad's side. Not really my mom's side, but my dad's side. Definitely big football.
So I just wanted to sort of get your perspective as a former football player and as somebody who, now watches football from the side. And also someone who works with kids, obviously you work with very young kids, but you've worked with kids throughout the years.
I don't think it would work with 3-year-olds, but
but you've worked with kids throughout the years of, different ages and, have coached kids, in football, but in other sports.
Yeah, I think basketball and a little itty bitty, just a tiny bit of track. That was fun.
So I guess let me get your perspective. Let me get sort of your perspective first. Do you think when you hear about this potential legislation, what sort of goes through your mind?
All right, so I do have some thoughts. I can't say I have a fully developed opinion on this, just because I think there's a lot of things you got to kind of take into consideration before passing something like this. I understand where they're coming from, because I get it. There was even a whole movie, Concussion about the problems of close contact football. Yeah, I mean it was a really good movie, and it was and it had a lot of good points. And the thing is. And the way, I don't want to spoil too much of the movie. But basically, what they did was the movie kind of. All right, so in case you haven't seen the movie, don't just switch this off really quick and go watch the movie. So I am going to spoil a little bit the ending. So they talked about the problem of concussion, but they also kind of said, okay, the way you can kind of solve it is you just got to kind of. It's sort of how you teach them how to tackle, how to do those close contact aspects of football. So you just gotta, because I guess they never really focused on that in the past, and that's kind of what, when players get hit in the head, it's you just kind of gotta develop that and put some more rules and different strategies on how you can tackle players, without giving them concussions. But sorry, I'm going off But in this case, it's tough because you're right. You don't want the young kids to get concussions at a young age. But the thing I do got to ask though is it more common that they get concussions when they're younger, or is it more common when they're older? Like, has there been a lot of issues? That's the big question I really want to ask for mainly Pop Warner.
I don't know the answer.
No, that's okay. I mean,
that would somebody, if anybody's done the research on that, we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and that's something I think we'll definitely look more into as after the episode, and we can even maybe do a follow-up episode if they maybe eventually in the future if they decide to kind of go more forward with the bill and everything. But I guess my question for that is that are they doing it because has there been a lot of reported incidents? Have kids been really affected by the close contact football? And I guess the this is a tough one. You can really go either way on this one.
Yeah, no, and I agree. I think I haven't really formulated an opinion either way. I think I agree with you in that regard because I can kind of see both sides of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess my thoughts is that I understand the whole concussion issue.
Yeah,
and I understand that obviously you don't want kids at a young age being exposed to potential head injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like the one thing I will say. The one opinion I will give is that I do feel like you can learn. So I am involved with some flag football leagues, in town and around. And I will say this is that I feel like you can develop core skills for the sport of football. Without actually playing tackle football, just by playing flag, you can develop, good catching skills and running skills and blocking skills and even some amount of tackling skills without, the full physical contact of the sport.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is this: the sort of playing devil's advocate here for a moment is that yes, obviously you don't want kids, being, like I said before, being exposed to concussions or head injuries at a young age. But at the same time, I guess the one thing that worries me, in a sense, if I'm going to say anything worries me about this, is that if kids aren't allowed to play at a young age and aren't sort of taught the correct method of, tackling, and hitting to avoid at a young age, then when they start playing at an older age, is it going to, I guess the question I would ask is it going to make it, worse? Is it going to make sort of the head injuries worse because they don't have the experience and sort of yes, you could teach it to them at the older age, but is it better to sort of start them out younger and then, even if you kind of, sort of work their way into like the more physical contact aspects of football. I don't know. I don't have necessarily an opinion yet, one way or another. I think it's a very interesting topic. And
yeah, exactly. No, I see exactly where you're coming from. Like, you're right on both sides because, obviously concussions are bad. You don't want that to happen. And if it has been happening a lot in the in that level of football, then okay, I can understand where maybe if you want to revert to if you want to switch to flag football and you want to do something a little more safer, less contact, But you're right because like you said, you still get those. You still learn a good chunk of football that way. But you're right. Like going off on your other point, I was just thinking about that too. Actually, you're right. It's all like if they're gonna eventually go into those contact sports when they go into like high school or middle school or whenever, then you're right. They won't have that preparation. They won't have that. Yeah. They're not used to that.
If they play flag, like they could have the skill. Like I said, the skills of catching and
that's true. Innovating even too.
Like that. Yeah, they definitely can develop those skills without playing full on tackle, but at the same time, they kind of have to learn the tackling skills sort of on the fly, when they get to that age, rather than sort of developing a little bit younger and sort of improving as they go. But I think it's this is sort of in the early stages of discussion. We don't know which way it's going to go. It could go either way, but it's definitely an interesting discussion to have because, concussions are a big deal. You look all the way up to the National Football League. They're constantly, changing the rules and stuff like that to try to do just that, to prevent concussions and head injuries because they've had a lot of trouble with that over the years. And, football is a physical game. Football is a tough game, as Kyle can attest to, as I can attest to from having played at different times of our lives. If you go and play football, I do feel like to a certain extent you assume those risks. And that's why I feel like, some parents make the decision to not let their kids play football, at least at a young age, maybe, have them wait till high school or something like that to start playing. But it's tough because, obviously one of the things a lot of people like about football is, it's hard hitting, it's exciting, the physical nature of it. But at the same time, again, then you're putting people's health and lives at risk, and all these things about, concussions and CTE.
Like brain damage.
Brain and head trauma.
Can have some pretty long-term effects there.
You go down the line. It's tough. But I think it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out in the political system, so to speak, in state. Yeah,
I'm curious too, and we also want to let we want you guys to chime in. I mean, as long as we want to keep it friendly. Obviously, we don't want any arguments in the comment sections or on Facebook or anything.
I mean, healthy debate is okay.
Yeah, healthy debate. You're right.
Healthy, but
just don't shout at each other.
Yeah, let's not turn into
Yeah.
I think that's the problem, and I hate to veer too far off politically here, but I do think that that's one of the problems that we've kind of run into in society today is that people have a hard time, with healthy debate. Debates, I feel like a lot of times sort of devolve into, name calling and insulting,
and swear,
yelling and arguing and stuff like that. And it's like, it's okay to have differing opinions. Just be respectful about it.
Exactly.
Everybody's entitled to their own opinion about something. That's one of the great things about this country is that, we're free to express our opinions no matter, whether other people think it's good or other people think it's bad. It's our opinion.
Exactly. And, the thing about debates, and like you said, healthy debates, it's not about always winning the argument. It's, sometimes you just kind of come to a standstill and you just kind of,
agree,
you got
disagree.
your own points. Yeah, agree, disagree. You got your own points, you got your own reasons to back them up, and so does that person. And you just, at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to end with a respect card,
And sometimes I
opinion.
feel like during debate,
despite the fact that you don't agree with it.
you could, learn some new ideas you didn't really think about before.
There you go.
Sort of,
some new perspectives.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's important to have debate, but it needs to be civilized debate.
Exactly.
This is America, and it's the land of free speech and free expression, and let's just keep it cool, people. Keep it civil. I guess that's all. If you do start to debate in the comment section, if anybody actually posts in the comment section, sure too. We ask people to comment all the time. Nobody really does.
Once in a while.
Once in a while. So, if we could get one comment out of this, actually, I'd be pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I'm calling you out, YouTube, and people who are watching us on Facebook and Twitter. Make a comment.
Go ahead. Just keep it healthy.
You can also keep it on topic.
Yeah. Just come and be like, Kyle, your opinion on Man of Steel was wrong. I'm like, okay, but we can talk about that in another kind of video.
That's another channel.
Another channel.
That's another channel. Yeah.
I got a channel for that, so we can talk all about that.
But yeah, so I think that about wraps up the discussion. Do you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think we covered pretty much all the important points. So yeah.
So now we want to move on to what's become again one of our favorite parts of our episode, our pre-show food reviews. So tonight we went to a place we actually hadn't been to before. I don't think we've actually ever been here before an episode. I know we've been here. We've been to this place before, but I don't think we've actually done it before an episode.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
And that was the Shake Shack.
Oh,
in
so
Chestnut Hill, right on Route 9. They have many locations around the area.
Mm-hmm.
And, I love the Shake Shack.
Oh,
the Shake Shack, they have such good food. Their hot dogs are really good. Their French fries are good, especially, if you get the cheese fries, it's really tasty.
Yeah.
The shakes are excellent.
The shake they got a lot of really cool flavors. One of the flavors I had tonight, I think it's a newer one. It was like a vanilla toffee flavor. It was like a salted vanilla toffee. That's what it was. Oh, so good.
And I think the cool thing about the one in Chestnut Hill is that obviously now that it's winter time, it's not as used, but during the spring and summer, you've got that nice outdoor patio area where they've got a foosball table and people can just sort of sit down and
it's
enjoy
got that turf there, which is kind of cool.
When the weather's nice and warm. So definitely go check it out. Again, another place that we really give a nice two thumbs up. Shake Shack in Chestnut Hill. So good. Thank you, Shake Shack in Chestnut Hill, for providing us with a place to dine this evening. All right, so that's going to do it for this week's edition of On a Couch Talking Sports.